Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode. I'm Jess.
I'm Erica.
How are you doing?
I'm good, feeling great. How are you?
Not so great. I got coronavirus.
Coronavirus!
Mama's Code.
How have you felt?
So Jay obviously tested positive on Father's Day. And then Saturday, all he did was sleep. And, you know, he hates, like, bumming around. He's like, I'll sleep when I die. So it was a bit weird. And then on Sunday, he just didn't wake up at all. And he woke up for like an hour.
When you say that, it's like he died. When you're like, he didn't wake up at all.
No, honestly. And like, he woke up for like an hour. And we obviously gave him like his father. Well, we made like breakfast for him. And we had like his gifts on the little table and stuff. And like really cute. And he was like, oh, thanks. And then I was like, how are you feeling? And he was like, oh, I don't know, I feel a bit weird. And then he started getting a temperature. And I was like, I think you've got COVID. I think you should go get a test done.
Oh, no.
And he was like, do you think? And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, you're going to work on Monday, like the next day. So I was like, it's probably not nice for you if you're feeling unwell to not test and put other people at risk. So he went to the walk-in centre. They did the test for him and they gave him the home ones. So when he got back home, I said, look, do them because it will tell you straight away and you don't have to wait. And then, of course, it came back like positive. And I was looking at him and I was like, oh, my God, can you just like go lock yourself in the basement or something? We don't even have a basement. And he was like, oh, are you serious? And how can he say to me, but we had sex yesterday, so that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be isolated. Anyways, I managed to drag him into the room and he stayed there. So this was Sunday and he stayed there till about Thursday. And he got really bad really quick. Like he just wasn't awake whatsoever. His taste went on like the third day. He started coughing and all I could hear was cough from like the living room. And it was hard because obviously I had to come to live in the living room with Leo and I couldn't put his cot in the living room because we have to like undo it so that it fits through the wall frame, and obviously that's so long. And so the first 2 nights in the living room were like hell. Like Leo, he woke up at he went to bed at 7, woke up at 10 and then went back to sleep at like 2, 3 in the morning, and then woke up at 4:30 ready for the day. And like obviously the living room, there's a lot of light coming in, like you know how big the windows are here, and I don't have the blackout blinds here. So obviously he was waking up like it's time to play, and I'm like, no, it's 4:30 in the morning.
Like, hey bitches.
Yeah. And obviously the living room, the sofa's very hard for him, and bless him, he couldn't get comfortable. And it's so hot in this living room and he was sweating and he was like, it was just so horrible. So I had like 3 days with like 2 hours sleeps. And then I remembered that at my mum's, we have the travel cot. So my dad got me the travel cot. We set it up here, put the blackout blinds, and we finally got some sleep like on the 3rd day. And on Tuesday, they said to me, oh, you should probably do a test. So I tested negative on Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday, I went to the walk-in centre. Bear in mind, I had no symptoms at all. I had like all the energy in the world. And then the next day, so I went and got my test done. And then like at night, I think it must have been like 8. I did the home ones and it came back negative, and I was so upset because I was like, no.
Positive.
Positive. I was like, this can't be positive. And then I felt like when you do a pregnancy test and you're like, no, this is not real. And then...
But the thing is that they might not know yet is the day before she tested positive, I was telling her about this lady at my son's school that her whole family had to isolate like Jess did. And I was like, oh my God, Jess. So they had to isolate, and then she got coronavirus before they were let out. So before Freedom Day, basically. And then they had to isolate a further 10 days. So it was like 20 days for all of them in the house. And Jess was like, nah, that can't happen. And then the next day she's like, guess what?
Yeah, because I was like, because obviously that day I was like, I know I need to get the test done, but because I thought I don't have symptoms, he's been staying away. I know that the air still comes through under the door and stuff, and I knew I had to get the test done. But that was my fear, because I thought, imagine we get to like Tuesday, which was our freedom day, and then they say, oh, you need to show a negative test to go, and then we have to restart 10 days. And I was like, no, I can't. So I went and I did it anyways, came back positive. And the reason I didn't want to do that, and I know we've said this a lot of times, is that as soon as you get a positive, I feel like it just automatically makes you sick. And obviously, say with like pregnancy, like all of a sudden now you're ill, or you got morning sickness, all of this nonsense. So I didn't want to do it because
and you're 2 hours pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, that happened, and then obviously Jay was like, oh, I guess we can mix now, because fuck it, we all have COVID. And the NHS track and trace people called me, and they were like, oh, have you spoken to anyone? Have you seen anyone? And I was like, no, I haven't. Like, the last time I was with someone was on Thursday, but they wanted to know as of Friday. And then, so obviously I didn't come into contact with anyone. I was already isolated. And they were like, you sound very lonely because you've just been at home doing nothing. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then obviously the weekend came and went, and I was fine. I've been fine. So on the Monday, you know, I know this is a bit TMI, but you know when you're like, you nut, and then you just feel like, oh my God, that was amazing. Like, so that happened, and obviously it had been a while, because I was on my period, and then we were isolating, so it had been like 3-4 weeks, and then it happened, and I feel like when my body was already so exhausted from like being up with Leo, looking after Jay, you know, keeping up and running, I feel like that moment, it just took it out of my body, and I think that was it. And I think COVID was like, bitch, listen, you need to, like, this is your moment to die.
Take it easy, yeah.
Yeah, and so I feel like the last bit of energy I had, it kind of I just burnt all my calories in that session. And anyways, yesterday, I woke up in the morning, I fainted, I vomited. Today, I've been asleep all day. I've not had any. I had a porridge this morning, and I haven't ate anything. And bless Jay, had to go back to work today, and he was like, I'll leave as soon as I put Leo to sleep, because I can't leave her like this. And yeah, and obviously he's not feeling 100% yet, but he kind of had to deal with Leo. And today all I kept doing was like opening my eyes and seeing him like half asleep. And I'm like, oh my God, like, how are you gonna go work? You can't, like, oh, I don't know, it's been horrible. But yeah, I don't know, I've got this itchiness in my throat as well, and I'm just telling myself that I don't have any other symptoms.
But can you still taste and smell?
Oh no, so stop. Today, like, I don't know, it must have been about 3, and Leo had them Ella kitchen pouches, and I must have tried some, and I was like, oh, I can't really taste it, and I'm so upset right now because it's like slowly going. I can still taste some, but it's very faint.
Yeah, like your palate's not strong.
Yeah, I can't smell, which is good because Leo's shits are disgusting, so I can't smell them, so that's a bonus.
Oh,
but yeah, I just took the whole day to like sleep it off, because...
So when's Freedom Day?
Sunday.
Ugh.
Which is like ages to go.
Oh no.
And you know what I find really bad? Track and trace people haven't even called me to see if I'm okay.
Oh, also, they said
don't care.
that they were going to get a volunteer to take your dog out. Stitch is still waiting.
Oh my God. Stitch's bladder exploded.
R.I.P. Stitch.
They've had to like take him out, because obviously, no, it's really bad, because we called the number, and because obviously I told you they were going to call us and blah blah blah. They never called, so I called them multiple times, and they said, oh yeah, they're just looking for someone that is willing to take a dog out. And I'm thinking, I can't stay here and wait until someone decides to take my dog out. I can't put the neighbours at risk, because they're all like 90-year-olds plus.
Also, not being funny, but if this is like this is where it kind of like is what's that word?
Contradictory.
Yeah. Are you sure that's how you say it?
I don't know. Contradictive?
Oh, I don't know. Well, like it contradicts.
You're going against,
because it's like you have to isolate. Yeah, so surely, because I remember like whilst Jess was on the phone, they were trying to like push the vaccine into her, like literally as soon as this is done, you need to get the vaccine done. But hold on a minute, if you're like contagious and stuff, surely people should be on top of it. Like I understand like millions of people test positive every single day, but all this money that they spent on track and trace, and that it hasn't really worked, they should be getting volunteers, because then you're already putting people at risk having to take your dog out, because there's loads of people that have pets at home. So if I need to walk my pet out and I've got coronavirus and no one comes to help me, so what am I meant to do?
Yeah, exactly.
And how are you going to scream and tell people, oh, don't come near me because I've got coronavirus? I'm sorry, but I don't want to be that kind of girl screaming. Like, you already feel shit.
And also, like, we tried, to like not take Stitch out for as long as possible to see if he'd go at home, but then he just kept standing next to the door and crying. So obviously, like, we'll just have to take him downstairs, and where no one like goes into the communal area, then we were just taking him there, because like, and you know what I was thinking? I was saying to Jay the other day, do you think because they know that in this block a lot of old people live, so they don't really care, because they're trying to like make the flats free,
kill them off?
Yeah, but I mean, it was very irresponsible of them, and they've not called me to make sure that I'm at home. They call Jay like almost every single day. They asked him if he wanted to partake in research for HIV treatment that is for like COVID, and he was like, no thanks. That doesn't sound very healthy. So yeah. I thought they were going to call him today to say, can you please test before you go to work, but nothing.
That is wild.
Yeah, I can see why people catch COVID, have no symptoms and continue to go out. Because, I mean, if you feel good, then I don't think there's anything stopping you, really.
Yeah, and like you said, like, if you're feeling fine, then why do I have to test myself? But in saying that, I think it was Lamis Lopez that posted the other day that people should start testing even if you don't feel...
regularly.
Yeah, because even if you don't have symptoms, because there's obviously them asymptomatic people.
Asymptomatic, yeah.
Yeah, people that don't have anything, but that's where the spread is going, and the cases are flying high again, and it's like, ugh. But also it makes me very angry to see that this whole Euros thing going on, and they're going to allow like 60,000 people into Wembley if you've got like a negative test or if you've had like double dose of vaccines, right? But you're still not allowed your birthing partner. That's one person that you live with,
and you can't go to your child's sports day. Oh my God, I saw that on someone's story.
So it's like, how does that make sense?
Oh, that was so upsetting to see.
I don't understand. Obviously, Jess's cousin recently gave birth and her husband couldn't even stay with her. And it's like, what the hell? Like, but you're allowing... And did you see, like, when England won the other day?
Yeah.
Trafalgar Square. And it's like, so you're stopping...
And no one was wearing a mask.
No one. It just literally infuriates me how, I just can't. I really can't.
And it's like, and do you know what?
Angry.
And the thing is that they don't care that someone could be more vulnerable than they are. And like, you can be potentially, like, imagine you go walk past someone and kill someone's like dad or mom or grandparent that is like the rock of the house or something. I don't know, like even me going downstairs, I feel really bad. And but I don't really have an option with my dog.
This country's priorities are elsewhere.
I don't know how they let that stadium get. And the thing is, like, they weren't even wearing masks. Like, when they film within the stadium, no one wears masks. So it's like, at least be anal about the restrictions within Wembley or whatever, but I don't... Yeah,
it's like there's no pandemic. It's only like selective. So if you go into a supermarket, please wear a mask.
Yeah.
If you are going to go and like, mothers are still getting tested before they go give birth. So you're telling me you're in pain and you're still getting a swab thing shoved down your brain to test you for coronavirus. But you can happily go and sit in a stadium full of people without masks.
But how are you? How's the weekend?
It was great. Very, very great. Obviously, I was a bit scared because obviously Jess messaged me and she was like, oh, I've got coronavirus. And I was like, oh. she's not going to be able to go to the event. So we had this Boss Ladies event, sponsored by Diana's and LNS, and it was great. Honestly, it was great. Obviously, I felt a bit intimidated going by myself because I'm just a very timid person. But yeah, no, it was great. I went with Mel. Everyone met the silent M of Mama's Code. Literally, when we were walking there, she was like, Grizz, what am I going to say? And I was like, just say your flow. And, but yeah, it was really empowering seeing everyone there, seeing people like showcase their products. Like I know MK Cosmetics took lipsticks and had like the makeup artists use them. Carolina, like Lady Carolina, she did an amazing, like obviously she, like people went without no makeup and you'd see like the difference. Yeah, it was amazing, like the transition of, you know, and sometimes people will be like, wow, makeup does make a huge difference, and it actually does. It was just such a nice day. Mel and I were given the task to get everyone drunk, so we took that on board, you know,
as you do,
making like bellinis. Yeah, we were making bellinis. But all the small businesses were just amazing. We had Drink Up Distro there. Eyebrow London. Renee did a nice cake. El Cofre Maya and Bonitas. But yeah, it was amazing. It was really, really, really good. You know, like I felt like, you know, when we spoke to Denise and that she spoke about that this imposter syndrome, you kind of feel it when you go there.
Do you know what I found was really cute? That you could put the face to the name now, because for the most part all these businesses that went, you know, we've had some of them on the podcast, and some of them we've known, but some of them we just knew via social media. And obviously over this past year that everyone decided to like go with it with their businesses and be more present on social media, then obviously that's kind of been the only connection we've had with them. So it's been really nice, like obviously seeing your videos that you posted and everyone else, seeing that you were all able to be under one room and connect like as if you've known each other for a while. I think that was great.
And like I was saying about the imposter syndrome, because even like La Miss Lopez, she would be like, oh, but guys, I don't have anything to contribute. And we were all like, what? Like, you're like Gandhi for us. Yeah, like she's like the Latin Gandhi. Literally, like she is like our guru that we go to. You know, Miss Lopez is the shit basically. And it's all about being with like inspirational women, people that, you know, you see and you're like, wow, like I knew you. Like say we've known Cofre since she was in DGR, and look where she is now. You know, like I know the girls from MK Cosmetics, like I've known them like since we were young, and now they've got like their business. Like seeing everyone strive. Like I remember Renee, we grew up together, and it's just, you know, when you kind of like, wow, like when we were back 15, no one knew what we had, like what career paths and, you know, what things we would benefit out of. And, you know, just carrying like these long-term friendships and seeing everyone strive, it's just amazing. It's absolutely so amazing. And, you know, when you kind of feel that, oh, everyone's competing against each other, I feel like Anna and Carolina really like broke that barrier, because I felt like a lot of support was present on that day. You know, we were all tagging each business because it was just that's what it was about. It was about promoting every single business that was there. It was great. Like it was a day full of like, you know, laughter, dance, you get pampered. Sometimes we, like as business women and, you know, people that are just always on the go. Like we live a fast-paced life. We're mums, we're working, you know, whatever it is, we don't get a time to kind of like sit back, relax, and just having that, go in there, get your nails done, your makeup done, looking pretty, having Natalie Photography take pictures of you and making you look glam. It just, honestly, I was in awe that day. Like even Melissa, she was like, oh my God, thank you for bringing me. It's amazing. And I was like, yeah.
Do you think that the event cleared any air or tension between
100%
businesses that could have possibly like that obviously could have potentially been there because, you know, sometimes we like to share our opinions online, and sometimes it can be taken in the bad way, or sometimes because you don't know the person, you don't know how genuine they are, or what their intentions are. So do you think that helped to clear the air out between certain businesses?
I definitely do feel like if there were any commotions or, you know, any disagreements, it could be something to clear. I don't know who had what with anyone,
Yeah.
but I do feel like, I think Vanessa said it today, you know, if we say something, whether it's negative or positive, there's going to be one person that's going to be offended by it, and there's going to be another person that's going to take it on board and, you know, kind of like carry themselves with it. But whatever we say, it's how the person is taking it in. You can tell me something and I can either value your feedback and your criticism, or just be offended by it and block you out my life. It's one or the other, you know.
Yeah.
And there's always like good that you do it, but there's always bad, because, and I say like with Mama's Code, I felt I got a lot of comments that day. They were like, oh, you know, like I love like what you guys are doing. One of the girls were like, why did you guys start it? And I was like, well, you know, like I've always said, like I felt like my journey as a mum when I was a first time mum was very lonely. And although I've always had Jess and Mel by my side, I didn't feel like they could comprehend everything I was experiencing, because they weren't mums. Like una cosa is me telling you it, and another completely different. You wouldn't understand. And I was like, so obviously once they became mothers and we got talking, you know, they understood, and I finally thought, oh shit, you know. And then Jess approached the conversation like, guys, let's do this. And then I felt like, oh my God, yes, like I wouldn't want another woman to feel like I felt, you know. And then there was one of like a friend that I grew up with, Louisa. She was like, yeah, have you felt? And you know when you start talking about things and you're like, oh my God, yeah, like we're the same. Like she's like, with my eldest, I'm a bit like, whatever. But with my little one, I'm like, oh, come here. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, don't you feel bad though? She was like, awful. And like, even her son's like, don't you love me anymore? And I'm like, I'm the same. Joel was like, if I come here and I'm hugging Caden like on the sofa, Joel just sits on the other sofa judging us like, I'm
just
not part of
staring
the
at
family
you
anymore. Yeah, literally, like so needy. But it's so nice hearing that other people go through the same. And it's not like I love Joel any less. Like I adore that boy, but you know, it's like I said it to Luisa, I was like, I feel like it's because Caden's my last baby.
Yeah.
This the last time I can
You want to
take all
in
that
every
babiness
moment.
in. Yeah. Perhaps I kind of rushed through Joel and I just wanted him to grow up, and I didn't really although like I think for the most part took everything and enjoyed so much of Joel. Yeah. I knew I had to have another one. Like I wanted another one. Whereas with Caden, I know this is it. There won't be no other baby that I can do X and Y with. And he's not a baby anymore. He's free. So, you know, it's just, it gets to me sometimes. And when he does act like a baby, I feel like it melts my heart, because I'm like, oh, he's trying to be a baby for me.
Mama, I love you.
We went to eat afterwards, a few of us. We were talking, you know, that as women, we should support each other more, root for one another. Like, I think Erica Inspirational Thursdays has always said it, you know, share, like, follow. It just does not take anything out of you to do those things. It's not that thing that, oh, well, I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to follow. No, because, you know, we were Mama's Code with 0 followers at the beginning. And look where we are now. Had we been with that, oh, well, no, I don't really know this person, so I'm not going to follow you. It's like, nah, we need to grow up. And it's about, like, making every single business strive and move forward, because we're in it together, really.
Like, why do you think certain people don't like to, like, follow or share and do stuff? Because, I'll be honest with you, yeah, sometimes I can't keep up with what everyone is doing. Sometimes, like, I don't even scroll through my Instagram anymore, like, through my feed. And unless someone tags me, I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. And then, I'll post. And, you know, sometimes I've bought from small businesses and I've posted and everything. But sometimes I just can't keep up. And it's not because I don't want to support. It's just because I just can't keep up. And I don't know if that sounds bad. But I know that there is some people that are always constantly on. And I just don't understand why they feel like they can't share. Like, do you think it's just because they take it more on a personal level rather than just grow out of it? Like, why the competition, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, you know. I just feel like different people do different things, and maybe some people see it and laugh but won't share. Others are they just don't really know. Like, if you ask me, I didn't know. Like I was telling the girls on Saturday, like, Instagram algorithm changes so much that once I'm getting the hang of like how it is at this precise moment, it goes and changes, and I'm just like, oh, I'm like, what is going on? So también, like, trying to keep up, like, it's really hard. Sometimes we misjudge other people. We might think, oh, you know, they're not supporting, but we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, you know. Maybe they're going through like a lot, and like Instagram is an escape where they just kind of have like a favorite page that they go to. Sometimes not taking it too personal either, you know. Like, you always have the people that will ride and die for you. Well, maybe not die, because I have questions, but you get the drift. Yeah. You get the drift. I would never really understand it. Like, to be honest, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, before Mama's Code, I was that person. I would not share for not even like. I would not like enough. Like, Ollie's, you know. Ollie's always complaining, like, how are you not loving your husband's pictures even? He had to put a reminder on my Instagram and on Mama's Code, so I can get two, like, reminders, like, Ollie Mac has posted, and it's only then when I'm like, oh, okay. And because he's expressed it so much that, you know, Instagram is there for you to like. It doesn't, and literally, when he did JP and Ollie Mac, I can honestly say I did not share most of their songs. I did not like their pictures. Like, there was a few that I would, but it's not because I didn't want to. Sometimes, like, it just wouldn't appear on my feed, or I mean, sometimes it would, but I just wouldn't like it. But not because I didn't like it. I just, you know, like, come on, like, having that thing where you're like constantly like, because he would show me, he was like, baby, this is how you go through Instagram, and you're just like, and he likes every single picture, and I'm like, wow, that is a lot of work.
But imagine you would go through, like, I don't know, some famous person and like their stuff.
But I don't. See, I'm that person. Like, I know a lot of people that follow famous people. I don't. Their profile's open. Why would I need to follow them?
Or like, maybe not famous people, because I mean, I followed probably like 5 famous people. But like meme pages and stuff.
Oh, meme, but it's funny. I love it. Like, I need to have my dose of memes. But it's that, like, and I get it, like, it's again contradicting myself, because it's like, well, it's your husband, you know, he's bringing out new music, and when you look at it like that, and like you say, sometimes you're just like, nah, I can't keep up. But then you kind of think, okay, how would we feel if everyone was like, say, Yumu, that you say, oh, I just can't keep up, so no, Mama's Code didn't get no likes.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it needs to reflect. So you give the love and you receive the love. You can't just be like, yeah, nah. Then we should just be off of social media if that's the case. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's that feel of, if you have it, then like, unless you're one of these people that you post, you have like one picture a year, because there's a lot of people, like, I know I once, before I did a cleanse in my phone, I had people that the last time they posted was in 2014, and I was like, what the fuck are you still doing on my profile?
Yeah.
Like, clearly, like, you must have got like blocked or have a new one and didn't add me, or I don't know, but I just started deleting everyone. Unless you're one of those people. But we know in this day and age, everyone goes on Instagram, whether it's when you first wake up, or when you're going for a walk, or when you're taking a shit. Anytime you grab your phone, and you're always on your phone. Like, that's one thing that we can't say we don't grab. We are constantly on our phone. So like, I sometimes work with my phone, so when I go to pick the kids up, I'm on my phone because I'm working. I can't take my laptop to work. So it's constantly, you know, I can't really say, yeah, no, I didn't have a moment to look at Instagram. Like, you do get a break at work, you know. You could, like, yes, someone can argue, well, you know, I took it to do this. But you are going to get a moment, even if it's at night, when you're, you know, and Instagram has that thing that it tells you when you've caught up with everything. Not that you're going to scroll there and sit there for like 3 hours catching up on everything in the day, but it's that, you know, like, if you see a post, just like it.
No, and also,
I feel like that's how I've approached it now, because obviously we have a platform and we love getting likes and shares, and it fulfills us, you know, because it's content that we're putting out. Like, say we put out an episode and people were like, no, I don't want to like it, just because they don't want to like it. You'll be like, what the hell, dude, please like me.
Yeah, I was going to throw the spanner in the work and say, and also, not every picture you will like. You can support someone, but it doesn't mean you're going to like every single post that they do. And there it's like, I shouldn't, and I agree with you, because I know how much making content is, like how hard, like how time consuming, and you know, sometimes you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I need to post. But also, if I don't want to like it because I don't like it, then don't come at me.
Yeah.
You know I do support you, and I'm sorry if you feel disheartened, but because I feel like too many times social media pressures you to like, oh, but you follow me, so you should like every single post. And it's like, yes, and also no, because if I don't like it, I don't like it. But I absolutely loved what you posted yesterday, and I shared that, and you know, I do support you. But I feel like sometimes social media makes you lose your personality or your character a bit, just because you feel that fear of like, oh, because sometimes you'll see people say, oh yeah, like this fake love. It's like, it's not fake love, I just didn't like the post.
Yeah, I also think it's as well, most people expect the like, because obviously, like we've mentioned, it's about growing their platform. So, you know, getting more followers, having your picture like be up there on the top, not kind of hiding it. And again, with Instagram algorithm, it's really hard if everyone reacts to a post the same way that, you know, sometimes we think like, oh yeah, I don't really like it, so I'm not going to like it. There are times where, you know, I haven't been on Instagram and I may miss a post, but then if that person posts again, I'll like it. And again, I don't always go on people's profiles, so there may be posts that we miss as Mama's Code. So in that sense, yeah, you do get to miss posts and stuff. And like you say, like, it's not every day where you feel like you want to press like. It's time consuming as well. But yeah, like it's nice knowing that people like it.
Yeah. Sorry, off topic. Can we talk about Matt Hancock, please?
Oh, stop.
You know, yeah.
Wait, can I ask you a question that we asked at work? How much would you charge him for like that scene that he did in the camera? So like lip-sync and grabbing your ass.
For that fine?
Yeah. No, not for the fine, for the video thing. So imagine you were there. How much would you charge him for that to happen?
Oh, probably $1 million.
Really?
Is that too much?
No, that's a bit cheap. I said 7 mil.
Really?
Yeah. He's like old and a bit bold, no?
Oh my God.
And I feel like he has like no lips.
So I was reading an article today, yeah, and because I obviously knew that he must have told his wife before the picture came out, because he knew that it was going to come out.
How?
Because
did they get told?
People, yeah, they
Oh,
know
okay.
when the thing is like infiltrated and everything. But anyways, so the night before he went home and he told her, look, this picture's going to come out. I've been having an affair. This marriage is over. Can you imagine being told this, yeah? And then the next day, your husband is plastered all over the media, the news, the TV, the Instagram, everywhere, that he's having an affair. And meanwhile, you've been suffering with long COVID, still trying to recuperate, being the one that has had to deal with all the criticism that your husband has brought to your home, because obviously all the decisions he's had to make all year round. That's hard, you know, because imagine...
And I also saw that he left her for this Christina woman.
And she left her millionaire husband.
Why would she leave him?
She must have been in love for her to leave the money for Hancock.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Hancock is butters. Like,
nah, she must have been like in
I
love.
would prefer lip-sync Ugo and Chloe from Love Island than lip-sync Hancock. Is it Hancock?
Yeah, Hancock. It's disgusting though, but do you know what? I feel it for his wife though. It's a lot.
That's awful. Like, he is like 10 out of 10 trash. He needs to go in the bin. Like, I can't believe that.
Like you were saying, yeah, all this year, like all the females that were about to give birth have had to do it all on their own because of social distance, because of all these restrictions that they've put on. Meanwhile, he's getting it on with.
And they've got 3 kids as well.
And meanwhile, he's lipsing it off.
His youngest child is 8.
He's disgusting.
She's a home wrecker as well. That Christina, I don't care, any Christina, you better stay away from my man.
But do you think that she's a home wrecker though? Because she was in a marriage as well. So they were just not happy.
Yeah, but they didn't have kids.
But she's still married to this guy.
Doesn't matter. But she knew that this guy had like 15 years and they have 3 kids. This is what I don't understand about cheating. Like, I fully cannot comprehend how a person who has has everything at home, you have whole us human beings at home depending on you. You know, people that think you are their hero, people that look up to you, that you're meant to set that example. And then you go and mess that up for someone that you've just met.
Yeah, but I think it's when you say that you don't just do things for your kids, you do things for you as well.
No. This is you don't go and have an affair. You have to. You have to end it. End it. Like, just end it. Just be like, you know what, Mrs. Hancock? I'm tired of this relationship. 15 years down the line, let's just call it quits.
Yeah.
Let's shake hands. Take half of my stuff. That's fine. You know, cool. But he made her to look like a dickhead. He made his children the embarrassment of their schools. Can you imagine doing that to your family?
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? Yeah. People in the limelight have it really hard for when they cheat. Not even hard, because at the end of the day, they know what they're doing and they know the consequences that will come if they get caught, because everyone will know about it. Because if you're just a regular Tom, Dick and Harry, no one is going to be like, oh shit, you cheated.
And even then, like, people find out. So imagine, like,
big old people find Matt Hancock. But your face is not going to be on BBC News.
Yeah, the embarrassment is going to be less for the woman or children left behind. Like, I can understand, like, and I'm fully, like, down with that. You know, if you fall out of love, you fall out of love. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah, of course.
I'm down with it. But I've always said, Ollie, the day that you don't find me sexy, attractive, like, you just don't have anything going for me, or I'm annoying the fuck out of you and there's just no feelings, then let's just sit down and talk like adults. And our children will always come before our relationship. You know, I always want to be able to have a relationship with Ollie, whether it's a friendship relationship or a loving relationship, but I want to co-parent with him in a way that if he was to introduce me to another girl, I'll be okay with it. You know, like, I'll hurt for the time that I need to hurt, but I'll keep it moving for my kids. But I'm not gonna sit there or like allow him to embarrass me. Like, imagine me like, oh yeah, Moo, Ollie's gonna come later on because we're gonna have good old sex, and then you see him in Bar Salsa snogging another girl, and you'll feel like, Erica must be lonely at home because clearly this one's got his tongue down this girl's throat. No, that's ridiculous.
Matt Hancocky. All right, well, that's a note to finish up on. Oh wait, I want to mention something actually. You posted this today saying, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but you were like, oh, now that Love Island is back on, can we remember to please be kind? Be kind. And like, I get it, be kind, because like obviously we know how much stuff has come out of Love Island, and we know how much pressure these people go through, because it takes a lot to get up on that screen and be humiliated the way they are, like when they come in and no one steps forward for you, and then you're at home laughing. Like say for instance, is it Chloe, the one with the high pitched voice? Like, her voice irritates me. Like she's so high. The queen of
Love Island, apparently.
Oh God, is that what they're calling her? Or she?
No, that's what she called herself.
Shut up. But it's when you bring it to social media, because at the end of the day, when they come out of that island, they're gonna see all these memes and they're gonna see all the comments on their pictures. And you know what? I don't know why people think it's necessary to comment under their pictures. But
this is the thing. This is what I kind of said, like, and I posted it because, again, there's been a lot of like suicides from comments, and maybe like the pressure, you know, we don't know, like, I've never been on a show. We don't really know the ins and outs of what goes into it, and, you know, so me and you can talk about it and we can laugh about them, and we can say, you know, we don't like Chloe, we blah blah blah, we can comment on whatever we want, but Chloe is not going to be affected. Like maybe her ears will go a little bit red, you know, because someone's talking about her, but she's not going to hear it. What you don't hear won't affect you. It's when people become vile human beings and go and write, you know, you look like a pig or you blah 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 under their comments, because it's like we've touched on this again. Social media impacts people. They can have 1,000 good comments and it will be that one nasty comment that will get that person's attention, and it will literally cause so much depression, so much anxiety. And again, like we've just literally touched, they're in the limelight. You know, everyone's like, millions of people are viewing these people. You know, they have families backing them, and we don't know how bad it affects their families too, Moo, because we obviously, when Mike lost his life, we see and we're like, oh, so sorry for your lot, but we don't know the repercussions that's left his family, and the family having to see awful comments. The same for Caroline and stuff. It's just absolutely horrid that people are just not kind. Like, I just don't understand it. We are complaining because of likes, and these people are getting like hate. I hope we never get to that stage where people hate. Oh well, we actually did get to that point. We got attacked once.
Oh, by the LGBT crew. That was hilarious.
We weren't even saying anything negative. We were just sharing our opinion, and Susan came and attacked us negative,
they said
Nancy.
We were homophobic. Oh, God.
Yeah, ridiculous. But anyways, do you know what time it is?
Love Island time. Woohoo! Alright guys, it was a short episode for today. Just a little catch up on what's going on. And we'll be back next week. And please make sure to like our post, listen to our episodes, share our episodes with someone that potentially will make use of it, or just for a laugh. And thank you so much for all your support as always. Mama's Code out.
Mama's Code.